Hello, my absolutely beautiful Aries friends, and welcome to your horoscope for 2022. Aries, I can't even believe it. It's 2022, but we've learned a lot in this last couple years, and 2022 gives us a great and a deep, I think, responsibility for carrying everything that we have learned in 2020, 2021, into 2022 and helping to create the lives that we would like to live. And for you, Aries, there is such a big emphasis, especially as we come into the year, and I even think as we leave the year, on you getting in alignment with what you're really wanting to do on this planet. What are you wanting to do for work? What are you wanting to do and have deep desires around in your relationships? We're going to see our energies moving to the Taurus and Scorpio axes. So these are the axes of money and relationship. And it's not the subtle kind of fun ones. These are deep fundamental truths that you have around material resources and emotional vulnerabilities and needs that need to be met this year. So there's a lot happening in 2022. I hope that you are prepared as you listen to this forecast, whether it's in 2021 or you come back and you listen at the end of 2022. I hope that you have been prepared and demonstrated, Aries, a sense of courageousness that comes from an honest humility with just saying, doing, and moving in what is your truth and what you would like to see happen in your life so that you can put that out into the world. So lots going on this year. We've got a whole year to get through, so let's absolutely get to it. Now, first thing to note, as we're coming into the year, we do still have some planets that are in retrograde. Pluto is not in retrograde. We'll have Uranus in retrograde. Now, I know some people don't give two hoots about talking about the outer planets as retrograde, but I still think they have significant importance, and we'll talk about that all year long. But definitely we want to review the fact that Venus is in retrograde. Now, Venus is in retrograde in the energy of Capricorn, which lights up your 10th house space. So public things, your career and what you're doing in your career, your name or your title that we call you in public. So think about it. Are you called wife? Are you called mother? Are you called CEO? So what is your title that we know you as in public? As Venus has been retrograde here, this is an energy where you've been reevaluating the value of the career or the value of the title that you've been taking on for quite some time. And if it is not in alignment during this Venus retrograde, I think what you've been doing is getting rid of old beliefs, maybe even just getting rid of old ways of making money, old relationships that don't allow you to advance forward in your career or allow you to advance forward in the title that you would like to be holding in the world. And this is important because retrogrades give us space to go back and to clean out and to review and to reevaluate, because we need fresh, open space so that the universe can drop what we need and what we want into that space, right? So if you've been looking, hoping, praying, wanting something different in Aries, my Aries friends, Aries energies, I know for so many of you, this concept related to the identity and what you do with that identity in the world has been changing this last couple years. So take courage. What have you learned? What do you want? What's the value of the job or the title that you've got right now? And if it's not working out, have the courage to get in there and review and reevaluate, okay? Now, we will see Venus coming out of that retrograde actually right here in January, but the Venus retrograde cycle fully, we're not going to see a full resolution of this energy really until the tip top of March. So just know that the retrograde is hot and heavy right here, December, January timeframe, and then Venus needs to leave that post-retrograde shadow time, so some things may lag just a little bit. So just scoop up those lessons that you've been learning, okay? All right. Also, as we're coming into this year, I want to talk about the Mercury retrogrades, and we'll get more into them as we travel throughout every week and every month. But we will have Mercury retrograde in air again this year until our last Mercury retrograde in December, which will actually be in Capricorn. So we'll move to Earth, which is great, because what that means is that right here at the beginning of the year, we've got Venus retrograde in this Capricornian energy. So by the time we close out 2022 and Mercury does its retrograde in Capricorn, new information will be available for you here. Any adjustments to supply chains, decisions, contracts, jobs, any of that you've needed to make, you'll be able to do that at the end of the year. So don't worry, get started, get going here and we'll sort that out by the time we close up the year. And I think you'll find yourself quite happy, especially if you've had the courage to move those feet and listen to what's within, okay? But we will have Mercury retrogrades in air all year. Now, the first one that we're going to have straight off as we get here into January is going to be in the energy of Aquarius. Now, this is going to light up your 11th house space, okay? Now, we've also got Saturn here in Aquarius, so I'm telling you, as you're looking at this 11th house for you, friends, social groupings, organizations, but most specifically long-range plans, goals, designs, and aspirations that you have for your life, and social media, technology, how you're engaging with that, it's important that you review this area. Are you aligned with causes, people, friends who allow you to not only explore your own depth and mindfulness, but are in alignment with where you want to go? And if what you want to do is sell digital products online so that you don't have to have a 9-to-5 anymore, it's time to be learning about how to do that. So reevaluate your connections. Now, for some of you, I also think at a very personal level, because Saturn is also in Aquarius, you may have a significant relationship or a significant friendship or connection that takes on quite a serious tone this year. It's not so serious in your life, it's serious in their life, and you're being requested to show up to that. We'll explore that as we go through the monthlies and the weeklies, but I just want you to be mindful that that could definitely be a little bit of the flavor that is on the table. But just know, take the networking quite serious this year, especially as we retrograde through air, okay? Now, when we get to February, we're going to have Jupiter and Uranus come into a sextile. This is going to be on February 17th. And I want you to be mindful of this, because as these two come into a sextile with each other, when the planets have sex, that's good for us, right? It creates a pocket of ease and opportunity for us to do something with, for us to move forward. So this is the new friends. This is the new valuable friends. This is the new social arrangements in your life. This is a different understanding of technology that allows you to engage the world in a different way. This is your aspirations on fire. Move your feet as we are here in February. Okay, look, I'm getting all excited. All right, let's hop down to April. Now, on April 12th, we are going to see Jupiter and Neptune come together in a conjunction at 23 degrees of Pisces. This lights up your 12th house space, Aries, okay? Now, I am excited about the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction because it is like anything is possible. Anything is possible under this energy. You're charitable, you're giving, the dream life, the mystic and spiritual side of you gets lit up, and you may find that you are now in connection with a community or some kind of social networking that allows you to believe in and see the tangible benefits of your own dream. Now, I will tell you, on this day, at this time, as these two are closing in and working with each other, I want you to be mindful of taking on any get-rich-quick schemes. I want you to be mindful and ask a lot of questions about who and what you're investing in, right? Because you can set yourself up by putting something on a pedestal that doesn't belong there, and instead you get disappointment. So ask a lot of questions, take a lot of notes, be clear about the vision of where you're moving, but ultimately this is a delicious energy to get into and allow your spirit to guide you, okay? As we get to April 30th, we're going to have our first eclipse of the year. So we'll have a solar eclipse on the 30th at 10 degrees of Taurus. Now, this is going to light up this second house space. Okay. So listen, we had a lunar eclipse in November of 2021 in the energy of Taurus as well, and it was at the end degrees of Taurus. So you've already seen some information about shift and change, and I need different around my finances, around your possessions, and around skills and talents that you have. Aries, at this point in the year, I want to ask you, have you done a career assessment, like gone to a professional and done a career assessment so you can see what your current level of skill and talents are? Then you can take that out and make money with it. Have you taken that free YouTube training so you can see how to make money with it, right? This is an opportunity at this solar eclipse to use all that space that lunar eclipse cleared out for you, ended, said, hey, stop worrying about money like that. We don't need that anymore. This is a beautiful, fresh start for you around your finances. You could be bringing in fresh opportunities. These alignments, the socializing you've been doing could absolutely be bringing value to your table. So we'll explore that more every month, but just know This one is pretty good for you. Now, on the 10th, we're going to see another Mercury retrograde happening here in the energy of Gemini, and we will explore that a lot more as we're going through the monthly and weeklies. But May 11th, this is a big deal. Jupiter is going to make a stop over Aries into your sign, and it's going to be here all the way until October 29th. You become magnetic, creative, mystical. It is almost like this energy that you have, if you touch it and you want it, it's like manifesting at your fingertips, but also it's in alignment with what you want spiritually. It is in alignment with the pieces of you that have been saying, I don't know how to make this work, but I feel like there's hope. Right? This is a delicious energy, so I want you to be paying attention to that. Now, Jupiter is going to slip back into the energy of Pisces as we get into October, but then we'll move into 2023, and you get to have Jupiter in your sign the whole time, and we will watch Aries expand. We will watch you go out. We will watch you take a vision or an image or something like that that you had out. And I also think for you, Aries, it brings a fair amount of understanding of the spiritual healing that you have done. It brings the past to your present, and you're able to give it away in a really creative form. So I look forward to seeing how that manifests for you, okay? Now, on May 16th, we've got a lunar eclipse now happening at 25 degrees of Scorpio. So this is going to be in this 8th house place. So now we've got an ending, acknowledgement, or adjustment. There's a shift in your 8th house. So something could be ending in a partnership, but it's because you need to adjust and make room in that partnership in a different way. So joint resources could be changing, or something changed the direction of them. If you had an inheritance you've been waiting on, now it could be coming down. But I also think that the 8th house here with Scorpio is about you getting honest, digging into your root level chakra and saying, what do I want? What is my deepest desire? What is my fear? What is my trauma? What do I believe in that allows me to be successful or holds me back? What is going on in your personal relationships? Scorpio and Taurus care about your personal relationships. So are you in the nitty-gritty of them? Is selfishness presenting itself in ways that you didn't even understand? So it's keeping you from the deep, intimate, delicious healing that is available. Now, other things that could be coming to your table through this 8th house, I think, are some really nice deep collaborations that are also good for that money. Okay, as we get to September, we're going to take a jump. We'll have the planets move into some retrograde like they do every year between May and all the way until September, really. So September 9th, we're going to have another Mercury retrograde. This one's going to be in the energy of Libra, so this will light up your 7th house space. And guess what? You're going to review relationships. October 25th, we've got a solar eclipse now happening at 2 degrees of Scorpio. So again, this will light up that 8th house space for you. So we did some work already. We got to see something end, acknowledge, or adjust, and now we're going to see some beginnings. So whatever the space was cleared, now there's an entry point for new beginnings, new intimacy to come into this area. And for some of you who are single or you've been waiting to really connect and have it land, I also think that these eclipses are really, really helpful to you as well. On the 31st of October, we're going to have your ruling planet Mars take a retrograde in the energy of Gemini. And I'm telling you, as your ruling planet goes retrograde, first of all, you could feel that your energy maybe slows down just a little bit, right? You feel like you're not as vibrant, you're not as able to push and to force and to move things forward. But also in the energy of Gemini, which lights up your 3rd house space, Aries, it's asking you to review your strategy with how you're communicating something. Does that website really work the way that it should be working? Do you need to settle in and go back and write that dang book already? Do you need to go back, write that course, teach that course, take that educational training, right? This is a beautiful time as Mars is retrograde in this particular area to work on that and to get that done. Now, I also think too, you could hear from things from siblings. It could be the time where you're like, look, We need to get ready to buy or sell a house. And all I will tell you is during the Mars retrograde, just review your strategy, review your desires in this particular area instead of just taking the launch, okay? Now, as we get to November 8th, we're going to have our last eclipse of the year, and this one is going to be at 16 degrees of Taurus. So again, in this second house place. So you see how the second house, 8th house axes are really working for you this year. So please pay good attention to what's happening around your money, your partner's money, your ideas around money, and take the courage with how you go out and earn and invest in yourself so that you have something to give to the whole and shape a world that you want. Because this lunar eclipse is again going to allow something to end, acknowledge, or adjust. And I would tell you, pay attention. Flashback to November 2021. What ends, changes, acknowledgments have you needed to make around your ideas with money, and what surprising ways to earn income have come your way as well. So it's going to be a busy year. We really have to step in and apply what we've been learning for a couple years and get her done this year. But there is plenty of deep breath. There's friendship, there's community, there's collaboration, there's hope underneath the energy of challenge, because we will still feel the tension between the Saturn and Uranus square that is in the sky, and it just brings this presence where we feel some pressure, so try and relieve the pressure the best that you can. Exercise, breathe, meditate, share who you are, what you are with friends. And I think ultimately we can use every day, every week, and every month of 2022 to build the best version of what we would each like to experience, okay? All right, my beautiful Aries friends, check back with me at the end of 2022 because I want to know how this laid out for you, okay? I'm a nosy Rosie. I love you guys so much, and I look forward to walking with you all of 2022 in the weeklies, the monthlies, the teaching at the YouTube Academy, just all of it. I look forward to seeing you here. So thanks for spending some time with me. I love you a ton, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Aries.